I greet you in the love and the light of the infinite Creator. Event is coming soon. YouTube channel. Here's the latest intel.
Illuminati insiders speak out about the secret workings of the elite group. It is well known that there exists a conspiracy to dominate this world, and this is commonly attributed to a group called the Illuminati. It is well known that there exists a conspiracy to dominate this world, and this is commonly attributed to a group called the Illuminati. While it is rare to get an insider perspective on how these secretive groups actually operate and perceive mankind, it can be done if you find the right sources. This article will explore 4 insider sources that I believe to be legitimate and extremely informative. The following videos and interviews may shock you, but they are truly worth your time. They expose the ruthless mindset and actions taken to keep humanity suppressed in virtually every aspect of everyday living. They also highlight some of the inner details of how the Illuminati is structured, the scope of its activities, and what it is like living within these orders. Each of these sources is unique and reveals important pieces that can be used to better understand the bigger picture. Further research into these matters will confirm that a worldwide network of powerful forces does indeed exert almost total control over all areas of importance on this planet. This is something that we are beginning to understand with greater clarity now, given our access to the internet and thanks to the work of so many dedicated investigative journalists, authors, filmmakers, activists, and those who have spoken out about their experiences with these groups. There are powerful forces operating in and beyond the world, and it seems that those who are in the know have always recognized this. Woodrow Wilson said, quote, "Since I entered politics, I have chiefly had men's views confided to me privately. Some of the biggest men in the United States, in the field of commerce and manufacture, are afraid of somebody, or afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they had better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it." Woodrow Wilson, former U.S. President, 1913. The Secret Covenant. First, I would like to share with you a very interesting document known as the Secret Covenant, which reveals just how extensive and calculated the means for maintaining power really are. Even if this document is not 100% genuine, it helps to put things in perspective as to how far things have gotten out of hand. Written from the perspective of someone with a keen understanding of the elite mindset, this document and video will leave a lasting impression on you regardless of where you stand on these issues. Understanding the control agenda for what it is and where it comes from will help us to finally dismantle it, as we can begin to identify its weaknesses, its perpetrators, and then take concerted action as a whole. Seeing clearly is the first step to our liberation. Here is the backstory. In March 2004, G. Edward Griffin, author of The Creature from Jekyll Island, received an email copy of a document entitled The Secret Covenant. According to Griffin, it appeared to be the blueprint for a master conspiracy to dominate the world. The author was anonymous, and the original text, dated June 21, 2002, came from a non-functioning email address. Nevertheless, it was so convincing that the lady who sent it to me believed it was an authentic message from a member of the Illuminati. She wrote, "Mr. Griffin, maybe you are already aware of this document from an unknown author, but I thought it was worth sending to you just in case. It is so powerful in its statement that you cannot imagine it to be a hoax. Anyone with a sane mind will notice that we are already in that world. I just feel it is warning us, but how many will believe it? You and I know that that world is here. What amazes me is that one of the Illuminatis is actually warning us. Regardless of how much influence and power these beings have over us, we are not powerless. The bottom line is that we are equal with the elite and those who rule over us. We are all divine in nature, and this physical reality is not the only reality we exist in. They do not want us to know this, lest we begin to remember our divine origins and take action against them. We are spirit incarnate, and it is up to us to remember this and to take action to liberate ourselves from the bondage of tyranny. Transcending our ignorance is required, and we must be dedicated in our efforts to become more aware of the world and reality we live in. Expanding our understandings of this world and how it operates can be very helpful in reducing and eliminating draining negative behaviors and forces in our lives. Claiming responsibility for our own lives is essential. This is not about blaming others for our problems, but rather seeing how we have been contributing to our own demise and that of the world. Sure, we have been cleverly duped and misled, but we always have the power to turn that around. The decision is always up to us. We cannot give away our power without our consent. Recognizing all the ways that the elites have been controlling us, whether through the TV, education, money, vaccines, GMOs, etc., ultimately serves to empower us as we begin to make different choices that are more conducive to health, vitality, and peace between all people. This is a call to revolution, not violent resistance, but rather an inner revolution, and this starts in the mind and how you see things. Choose to see with greater objectivity and compassion, and you can stop feeding the very systems that are repressing the world. If we all stopped complying with these structures and systems, they would stop functioning immediately. Remember, we are the ones doing the majority of the work to keep the system going by participating in it and fueling it. Those in power have just cleverly deceived us to believe that this is the only way things can be and that this is somehow serving our greater interests, two assumptions which are not true. Hidden hand ruling bloodline family member. The reasons that the dark have been so effective in maintaining power for so long are actually quite simple. They have kept their knowledge of the higher realms and the divine totally secret from the masses, while keeping the public focus on materialism and anything that breeds separation and conflict. They are very dedicated in their efforts and united sufficiently in their outlooks to be truly effective in ruling over the many. Let's face it, most people don't want to really think for themselves and are happy to have someone else do it for them. The elite are more than happy to fill this responsibility, and they have been engineering consent for centuries now with their advanced understandings of the human mind and our deeper inclinations. Meanwhile, the true elite bloodlines teach their offspring real education about the workings of reality from a young age, where they are given the chance to eventually specialize in an area of importance. According to the self-proclaimed Illuminati insider known as Hidden Hand, which appeared on the above top secret, ATS, forum in 2008, there are 6 disciplines of training within the family, and each member of the family is schooled extensively in all of them, from early childhood. We all have an area of specialty, though we have experience in all spheres. The 6 spheres or schools of learning are military, government, spiritual, scholarship, leadership, and sciences. In practice, out there on the stage of public life, we hold key positions in all of these main areas of importance. With the addition of a complicit media machine and ownership of your financial establishments, all bases are covered. It is important to realize that there is truly a pyramid top-down structure of power, where everything is compartmentalized and disseminated on a need-to-know basis. The true ruling elite stem from 13 original bloodlines, most of which we do not even know their names, who comprise the core of the family. Hidden Hand, a specialist in the spiritual school, does an excellent job explaining some of the biggest mysteries of creation and claims to be part of the Lucifer Soul Group, which explains a lot of the Luciferian worship that goes on in secret orders. The interview offers a fascinating and compelling look from an elite perspective that I strongly recommend reading through. While his predictions for 2009-12 did not come to pass, it has still forever impacted my view of those in power, and I feel as if I have gained a higher understanding from learning more from their point of view. This really helped me forgive the elites, for on a deeper level we are all connected and part of the oneness, all actually playing for the same team. Holding hatred and resentment in my heart for years was a heavy burden, and I am glad that I have made the choice to release it. This is hard to understand from an earthly perspective, but the more we cultivate our inner selves, we can begin to remember where we come from and how we all relate. More highlights from the interview. ATS, are we really considered cattle and traded as such by the government? HH, by the governments, generally, yes. People are seen as collateral. Pawns that are maneuvered around the chessboard, according to the game plan. By the family, contrary to popular beliefs, many of us do not mean you any harm directly. There is just the matter of divine destiny to uphold and unfold, and we must play our parts in the game, as given to us by the Creator. In many ways, it is actually in our own interest that you are prepared for the coming harvest. Just not maybe prepared in quite the way that you would like. Still, even then, you are choosing the negative polarity with your own free will decisions, with a little help and direction from us. Souls are harvestable in either extreme of the polarities, one could say. ATS, if so, how do we become freemen? You will never be free, for as long as you are incarnating on this planet. The very nature of your being here, is indication of that. There is a reason why you are here, and here is very likely not really where you think here is. How do you become free? By working out where you are, and coming to an understanding, of why you are here. You are fast running out of time to do so, before the coming harvest. Those that don't make it, will have to repeat the cycle. ATS, okay, so your family and fellow elites might be as entrapped in the earthly realm as we are, but why actively propagate and aid the forces of enslavement? Because that is the part we have been contracted to play, in this game. In order to win, or more accurately to be successful in, the game, we must be as negatively polarized as possible. Service to self in the extreme. Violence, war, hatred, greed, control, enslavement, genocide, torture, moral degradation, prostitution, drugs, all these things and more, they serve our purpose. In the game. The difference between us and you, in the game, is that we know that we are playing. The less you know about the game, and the less you remember that you're a player, the more senseless living becomes. In all these negative things, we are providing you with tools. But you do not see it. It is not what we do, but how you react to it, that is important. We give you the tools. You have the free will choice how you will use them. You have to take responsibility. There is only one of us here. Understand that, and you will understand the game. Svali, former Illuminati programmer in San Diego. Another powerful insider source comes from former mind control trainer and Illuminati defector known as Svali, who details her knowledge and experience within the group in perhaps one of the most comprehensive and revealing accounts ever released to the public. She has since been a consultant to an online survivors group helping people deal with issues related to cult programming and ritual abuse. Svali was a generational member with her entire family being part of these cult groups, which conducted almost all of their dark activities during nighttime hours. Until the age of 38, I was a programmer with this group, and as such I was aware of much of the underlying agenda behind the programming. I had to be. I was teaching other trainers to do their jobs better, more efficiently, and as a former member of the group, totally sold out on the ideology that motivated me, I became excellent at what I did. The reason? I believed that the group would rule the world within my children's lifetime. In fact, I was told that my children would be leaders in the new order, which would be brought in by the middle of the century. I was taught this from infancy on. My parents believed it, the leaders around us taught and believed it. And the things that I saw certainly showed great organization and concentrated effort towards this goal. Her writings are split into two main parts: how the Illuminati cult programs people and the Illuminati in America. In part 1, she explains how the Illuminati is organized in the United States at a hierarchical level, jobs in the Illuminati, their methodology to take over the world, extensive knowledge about mind programming for slaves and operatives, and much more. In part 2, she further elaborates on what is the Illuminati, its influence in Hollywood, the Freemason connection, ritual abuse and sacrifices, the Supreme World Council, the future goals of the group, and more. Her writings are short, genuine, and to the point, and I highly recommend them. They contain so much more than is listed here in this article and can truly inform you of the depth and scope of these activities. The leadership levels include businessmen, bankers, and local community leaders. They are intelligent, well-educated, and active in their churches. Above local leadership councils are the regional councils, who give dictates to the groups below them, help form the policies and agendas for each region, and who interact with the local leadership councils. At the national level, there are extremely wealthy people who finance these goals and interact with the leaders of other countries. The Illuminati are international. Secret. By all means. The first thing a child learns from family, or the order as they are called, is the first rule of the order is secrecy. This is why you don't hear from more survivors who get out. The lengths that this group goes to terrify its members into not disclosing, is unbelievable. I have seen setups, oh, yes, they set up fake deaths, etc. where a person was burned alive to teach the children not to tell. They are told that this is a traitor, who disclosed, and now he is being punished. The person wasn't really a traitor, and is in a flame-proof vest, but the vision of a person on fire and screaming remains with 3- and 4-year-old children for a lifetime. And, when they are adults, even if they do leave, scenes such as this mean they won't tell many people for fear of being traced and punished. Because I helped create a lot of setups as an adult trainer, I became somewhat cynical, and have chosen to disclose as a result. Although I do fight intense fear even now at times. Try being buried in a wooden box for a period of time, it may have been minutes, but to a 4-year-old it is an eternity, and then when the lid is lifted, being told, if you ever tell, we'll put you back in forever. The child will scream hysterically that they will never ever tell. I was that child, and now I am breaking that vow made under psychological duress. Because I don't want any other children to go through what I did, or have seen done to others. Svali, from who and what is the Illuminati? Our connection to our innate spiritual intelligence will help us to see, know, and act with certainty in the times ahead. Those in power will continue to do their best to disempower us and control us through fear and other advanced mind control tactics. They are working towards a new world order and they need our consent in order to succeed. However, the stronger we are with knowledge within us, the more we are able to see clearly and to resist this. Learning to silence our mind and get in touch with our spirit is vital if we are to face the times ahead with success. Raising our consciousness, becoming more aware, and taking empowered and responsible action is our birthright. We are here to serve our fellow man and to help this planet and our race evolve. We wouldn't be here otherwise. Learn as much as you can and spend time taking constructive steps towards your purpose for being here. We are not here to figure everything out, but we each have our roles to play in the grand scheme of things. May you be blessed and guided by knowledge during your journey here, succeeding in your mission and returning to wholeness when you are ready.
For additional information, please visit our website, theeventiscomingsoon.com, and our Facebook page at facebook.com/theeventiscomingsoon, your alternative news source for disclosure and the event. Make sure you search our library of videos. You may have missed some very important information and intel. Remember to subscribe to receive updates on our new videos. Stay tuned.
We leave you in the love and the light of the one infinite Creator. Go forth and rejoicing in the power and the peace of the one Creator. Victory of the light.
Event is coming soon. YouTube channel.